All right, let's get it. Listen, the market opens in 8 minutes. I'd really like to trade wall today. Um, I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for a short setup. Higher time frame, bearish. The market might open strong. I'm prepared to sit down here and not do anything unless the market gives us a bullish edge, which I would scrutinize properly for taking it. But looking at shorts, guys, today. Yeah, looking at price in the trading range, marked out with lows right here at the bottom, highs right here. So I'm thinking that today being Friday, we'll return back to equilibrium of that range from a premium. So it's basically a return to equilibrium type of trade. That's the higher time frame. Price did create a bearish order block on the 1 hour, mitigates it, and switches order flow back to bearish. You know. So I'm thinking that at some point sellers are going to want to come in and protect this level. Probably the 680 will be our best bet. But yeah, so higher time frame bearish. And I'm just going to wait for price to align with that. No, I could be wrong, obviously, like every other day. I could be wrong for thinking that, you know. Yeah, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Yeah. Another 2 minutes to market open. Then the fun part begins. We have to wait out any market manipulation. The market opens right about now. This is 9:30 open, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, we've taken out yeah, so just like that, we're taking out London's highs. And previous day's highs as well. still just watching price. There's a gap I'm looking at. Don't know if price will get there. But this is where my actual buy signal would come from, right? Mitigating this gap. So that was the manipulation. I'm ready to go ahead and sell from here. Bro. I want to take shorts. I'm trying to find the risk that makes sense. We have this gap here. And we're below the low of the day. Is anyone interested in bidding it up at that point? pretty wide stop I'm gonna take here. Bro, I need to use the bathroom. Like OG, bro. So let me go and do that while we wait on our beloved price action. And to those who are thinking it, yes, I know I could have, you know, but I could have sold all the way from this high, or even sold after this fair value was created. But I wanted to see if this gap would get respected or not, you know. But these are the things we're doing now. You know, there's always room for improvement. So hate it or love it. $9.45. Where's the 9.45 candle? Oh, you mean like taking this retracement and setting up here over X? I get what you're saying. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. BRB. will pray, I will pray. I will pray, oh, I will pray. If I no pray, Satan will make mess of me. I'm just trying to be patient, you guys. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got. And we can't really do anything else besides be patient. You know, I want to be detached. And allow the outcome to play out. You know. That's all I can do. But mark my words, YouTube. One day we will be the guys moving these markets. One day we will be the big institutions bidding price up and offering it lower. It will be me and my team. One day. And this is day one or day something towards that goal. It will happen. It will happen. Anything you will, you can do it. Anything you desire, you can do it. Whatever the object of your desire is, you can have it. Oftentimes, it's simply just a question of what are you willing to trade for it. Times like this when price is moving, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the bid and the ask. I'm just looking at price, the tape, and I'm watching the trends. Is price creating lower lows? Is it creating higher highs in terms of the price being offered? That's really what I'm looking at. Because when you set the orders, you already kind of know where it's at. You know where your stop is. You know where your limit order is. All this stuff. So I'm learning to just be confident and detach from these numbers and just look at it for what it is, just a bunch of numbers. At the end of the day, neither one will make or break you. I wanted to be rich so bad, bro. I put my entire life on a halt. I removed everybody and went into isolation just trying to figure out how to become rich, wealthy. So that I thought that was the key to living the life I wanted to live. And I've come to realize that it is human nature for us to just always want more. When I had nothing, I wanted more. When I had 1,000, I wanted more. When I had 10,000, I wanted more. When I had 100,000, I wanted more. And not just that, I also discovered that the goalposts keep shifting as well. So you say, okay, I'm going to consider myself wealthy or rich when I have X amount. When I did have X amount, I put it to the side and said, no, I'm going to consider myself wealthy when I have X amount, a higher number. When What I'm trying to say is the goalpost is always moving, which makes the journey just so fucking irritable. And this is why I'm saying, like, this year I want to detach from these numbers and just do what I love to do, and just do that without caring about the stats or logistics or numbers or anything like that, and just be yourself and just be present. Because also wanting to do these things so badly stops me from being present. And being present is the real gift, being present is the gift of life. It is the ability to enjoy your experiences. You know. Take for example, this trade now has gone something like 100 points. In my head, I'm saying, "Oh, that's good," but I still wanted to run more. Even if you run more and goes to where my profit is, in my head, I'm still saying, "Oh well, I could have even gotten a better price." I could have not sold at 600. I could have sold at 700. So what I'm trying to say is, perfection doesn't exist. Euphoria is not real. It's an illusion. You will never have everything that you want and just be happy and satisfied. You can't have everything you want, but you will never just have it and be satisfied unless you have the mentality to see it that way. You know, which is the reason why I said I just want to detach from all of this and just, fucking be. Just be. Just be. The real joy of life is waking up in the morning. That's the number one joy. Another joy of life is family, having people around you who love you and have your best interest in your heart. Another joy of life is falling in love and having somebody who loves you and you love that person. And I'm not just talking about family, I mean like romantic type of love. You know, I'm not a kid anymore. I've been in some real relationships that have taught me some things about myself and about this world. And when they say love conquers all, bro, it's corny, but it's true. The thought of somebody can take you where you ordinarily wouldn't have thought you'd go. I think even if you have ever read this book by, what's this guy's name? How could I forget his name? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. One of the ways of increasing the vibration of one's minds, your thought vibration, is romantic relationships. A lot of great things that have been achieved in this world were driven by the emotions stirred up by romantic relationships by some of these great men and that they had in their personal lives. You know. Another great joy, and this is the greatest joy of all, is knowing God, the Almighty God. That is the God of Israel. My God. The God of Moses, Abraham, Jacob, Isaiah, and many more, many other great men who have walked this earth. Knowing that God. If you know that God, every day you have joy. You know, you have assuredness that He's working on your behalf. You never have anything to fear nor worry about or be scared of. You can always be yourself. You know. and He guides you. Love yourself. Treat yourself well. Try to eat well. Something I got to work on. I drink water, guys. Eat well. You know, don't hate yourself for what happened in the past. Love yourself enough to take on tomorrow with courage and a sound mind. Come on, let me go and get water. The real question is how I'm even alive, bro, in this hoodie I'm wearing. Because it is hot. What happened is that we hit a pool of bullish liquidity, buy side liquidity, whatever you want to call it, in the form of a displacement that was resting on this 4 hour. As you can see, this gap that's created here. See this gap that's created here. So buyers kind of saw that and jumped in. So let's see what we're gonna make of that. You know, you're gonna hope for the best, expect the worst. You know, story of my life. I don't want to interfere with price action. I want to allow it to run its course. Not being in love with any possibility or anything it could give me or anything like that. Just allow it to be. And what is will be, and what is will always be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. I ain't about to trip about nothing, bro. I ain't about to trip about price action on a Friday. I do need to find new hobbies though. Hobbies are actually entertaining and consuming. So I don't spend all my days on this earth just sitting behind the computer, bro. Looking at white and blue bars going up and down. I am grateful though. Nevertheless, I am blessed and highly favored. I get to do this thing for a living. I get to travel the world off of this thing. I get to spend time with family when others are working. I get to buy nice things for myself, buy nice things for my people. I get to live in a nice house, drive a nice car. I'm blessed. Don't take that away from it. Do I have things I regret? Yes, I have things I regret. I don't think there's anybody in this earth that doesn't. But I've learned that the biggest weapon I have, and the only weapon that's ever present and has been present since the day I was born, and I didn't have to go out and get it, is my mind. And because I understand how powerful of a weapon my mind is, I wield it to create things I want. The price is right, and what price is gonna do is the correct thing. You know what I'm saying? I just pretty much. Some of you are probably wondering, like, John, why have you been talking from this tone this whole while, this state of mind? these type of thoughts? Why are you saying these things? And it's just like, guys, I've pretty much submitted. You know, I've come to the conclusion that I can't control outcome. No matter what I do, life is not in my own hands. I can get up in the morning and decide to go here or there, say this or that, do these things or those things. But at the end of the day, it's not in my control, bro. Any day could be your first, any day could be your last. It's not in my control. So I've just come to realize that some of these things that I could be worrying about are futile to worry about, to say the least. I read it in a book, and the book is by this black pastor. What's his name that just died? Let me actually bring the book up so you guys can see. It was by T.D. Jakes, right? So this is the book right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called Maximize the Moment. And he said then that it's just something that I'm only just really like internalizing while I'm on this live with you guys. And that is that he said one time when he was younger, an old man told him, listen, 80% of the things that you worry about, you need not worry about them. They're a waste of your energy, waste of your time. And that's just how I feel towards a lot of things that happen in life now at this point in time, is that I've gotten to the point where I've tried to control outcomes so badly. I've tried to decide and dictate who is going to be, what is going to be, how things will happen, all of that. It's only made me age faster, made me more uptight, made me more sour because, well, things never go to plan. So if you're sticking to what you think should be, then a lot of times you're gonna feel a certain type of way. What do I want? I want this video to be over, for real, for real. I want to close this trade and go on with my weekend like nothing ever happened. That's my own desire. If you could tell what was inside my heart, then that's the truth. I want to live a good life. I want to live a life that means something. I want to live a life that, impacts other people. I don't just want to live for myself, which is why one of the reasons why I like to make these videos now and talk about things and show you guys things. Younger me was so selfish and just wanted to succeed on my own and keep my secrets to myself, but now I understand some things a bit more. It's like that's futile to live for yourself. You live for yourself, you die for nothing. And it's just meaningless. It means something for me to come and share with you guys. Something that has helped me travel a great deal. It means something for me to come and share with you. Something that took me from, zero to hero, rather than just being a hero. So that you too, in your own personal worlds, in your own personal lives, can be somebody's hero from zero. I wish that this candle would just drop. The low is 52. 59 to 63. 66, 65, 68, 60, 58, 58, 62, 64, 65, 58 to 66, 58 to 67. God, please help me. Because Heaven knows that I need help. Yeah. I want to make an impact that's bigger than just trading, that's bigger than just sitting at the charts and, calling markets and saying, no, I think this is where it's gonna go, and then putting up money there. I want to make an impact more than just, amassing dollars, bro. Don't get me wrong, that's fun and I love to do what I do. But at the same time, like, I just know that I could be more. You know what I'm saying? I just know that there's more to in store for us. I know that there's more to the story than just being wealthy, than just having abundance. Like, why do you have abundance if it's not to share? Why is there more than one ocean if it's not to feed the entire world and not just a group of people? You know, these are the things I think about. Please, let's do this now. Let's do this now, please. We're 20 points away. We have yet to enter the 40 region. We are yet to enter the 40 region. Please, let's do this now. Please, let's do this now. We've entered the 40s for the first time. $44 is our least. Please. We're just 14 points away. 10. 10 points. 44. Two points away from that low. And we hit it, guys. That's it. We made $800 today. Still in motherfucking drawdown, boys. Ha ha ha. But you know what it is. Yo. Fuck this shit. We out. Yo. That's what it is, man. Y'all were real ass niggas. You guys were with me throughout the ride. Yesterday we lost $1,000 and today we made 800 back. So, yo, let's get it. It's good to celebrate sometimes, broski. Today was a good trading day. This is what I'm talking about, right? So, when this video started, I showed you guys why I was taking the trade. I was taking what I was looking for, and to be honest with you, we could have had better entries, right? So I won't take anything. I always tell people the perfect trade doesn't exist, right? The perfect trade does not exist. We could have had better entries. We could have gotten right here. Could have gotten right here. We could have gotten at any of these fair value gaps that were being created. That would have given us more points. Maybe we would have even made the whole $1,000 back. But that's calm though. Listen, I'll take what we get and I'll rock with it. Rock with it. Lean with it. But that's that about that, fam. Took a W today. Make $800. Let me take this pen off. Let's take a look at the trades that I found. Let's take a look at the trades that I found. Bro, this month has been a horrendous trading month so far. That's why I'm so excited. I'm excited, dude. I am. We are currently down on $4,000 on the day. Sorry, on the week. Sorry, what am I saying? We're down $4,000 on the month, right? Down $4,000 on the month. We're down $4,000 on the month. We made $777 today. So we're still in drawdown. We are about $200 to be exact, away from break even. I'm not going to try to make the remaining 200 today. I think I've had enough of trading for one day, and yeah. So we wiped up a good portion of yesterday's loss today, fam. Between this and these 2 days, let's look at that. Oh, yeah, so we're down $195. $195, which is not bad. $195 is not bad. So guys, let me just run you guys real quick trade review why I took this trade. I told you I was looking for shorts this morning. Called it. That's why he's the GOAT. Called it. But yeah, so today's Friday, right? So the probability of us running higher, making new higher highs this Friday was less, because it is Friday. Who's gonna put up their money, on a Friday like this? Besides that, I looked at the market and we are in a trading range, right? So as you can see from the 2 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame, I like to use the 2 hour. I'm maverick. So if you can see from the 2 hour time frame, we have these lows right here. I'm pointing out. We have these lows right here, these lows, these lows. Yeah, these like this. Then most of them one formed, right? So no need telling you that this is a trading range. Price is not making higher highs or lower lows. It is not trending. It is ranging, right? So traded into this range yesterday. Price already showed us willingness to reject it. Drop into the 15 minutes. So I just drew like the fib, right? So I drew a fib from the first low to the last high, the bodies only, and I was return to equilibrium. I told you guys this is a trade I'm taking to return to equilibrium, and bro, like, look at the mastery of this shit, man. Like, you can't buy this. You have to source it. You can't. This shit don't come for free, but you can't buy it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in the work to understand these things and to be able to see it quickly and master it and trade it and make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, broski, this isn't a fucking joke. But I hope that after saying all of this, I don't come on Monday and then lose. But anyways, listen. I'm just hyped. Forget it, because today's Friday. I showed you guys my trades. Like, let's look at this month alone. Sorry, guys, my mind just jumps from one thing to the other real quickly, so you gotta keep up with me. Look at this month alone. Look at we've 36% win rates and a 1-to-1. We've been losing money steady, and I have a 40% daily win, right? So we gotta come back, and we're gonna come back. It's just one of those things. One thing I learned is that, like, when the new year starts, you want to start small, ease into it. That's something I didn't do this year, and I've learned, and I will do going into 2027. Start small, ease into it, you know, because you come in with December's confidence, December winning month, you made money, you're max profitable, a lot of payouts, and then you come in January and it's like, okay, we're coming off of a hot month, you're coming off of New Year resolutions. You're coming off of, New Year goals to do more, to be more precise, to do all these different intricacies, and then you face the markets and you're really confident, and then you just start, going on a tilt. But slow and steady wins the race, man. We're gonna pick up, we're gonna catch up, we're gonna fucking succeed, bro. You know. Just look at the consistency from December. Steady greens, November. Steady greens. And then January. Let's look at January. Only 5 days traded and we have equal. And we have steady reds. Steady reds. Shake your dress, shake your dress, shake it, bro. Sorry, my mind, bro. Sorry. So let's get back to this, right? The reason I took the trade was basically return back to equilibrium. What I was looking for in the 15 minutes we had yesterday, a breakout block formation set up here. Asia and London session sold down. I tell you guys, I don't trade it. I try to avoid trading in London and Asia. It's a rule of mine to avoid it. I really don't have an edge in those sessions, but sometimes I give in to the temptation. But yeah, so we had this manipulation running our highs, yes, previous day highs, Asia session and London session highs, and then we basically created a bunch of gaps. Any of them we could have traded into to get an entry, but your boy was slacking, and instead I just sold here and held it to equilibrium. So that's that about that. The furthest we actually went was this high here, so it was really a 2.5 RR trade. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Love, peace, and blessings from Jah Rastafari.